intersections in Yangtze.
What?
I think.
Hey there, I'm Elise and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with my friend Lynn for a new episode of Real Talk, where I invite my friend to come and tell you about something you should know before you come to Korea. Today we're going to talk about how to get a Korean driver's license. Lynn just finished driving school and got her Korean driver's license. I also have a driver's license here, but I didn't go to driving school, so she's going to talk to us about that today. But before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram for more advice, stories, and peeks into my real life in Korea. First, Lynn, can you introduce yourself and tell us why you decided that you were going to try to get a Korean driver's license?
So hi everyone, my name is Lynn and I'm Elise's friend from Yonsei University. We met while we were doing our MBA together.
Right.
So basically I wanted to get my driving license because I love to drive, and I actually have a Malaysian driving license, but it's actually kind of confusing in Korea because we drive in the opposite side. So in order to clear up the confusion and also to get started in driving, I decided to sign myself up in a driving school. There is 3 main phases in order for us to get the driving license. So basically the first phase is the written test.
Okay.
And the second phase is the indoor field test. And the third one is the on-the-road test.
But for the written test, do you have to go to class first or it's up to you? Like, do they offer a driving school for the written part of the test?
Yeah, so for my case, I actually went for a driving school for every course.
Oh, okay.
They actually provided us with a 4-hour pre-class before we go for the 필기시험, which is the written test.
Okay.
So for the written test, it is done in one of the transportation offices. The one I went to is in Samsung-dong.
Why did you decide to go to that particular driving school?
Yeah, so basically I had no idea on whatever driving school that was available in the market or near my area. So the driving school I eventually picked was recommended by one of our classmates in Yonsei University.
Okay.
So she went there herself and she just told me that it's very simple and it's very convenient since they do everything for you.
Okay.
So which is why I just ended up there. So back to the written test. So for the written test in the transportation office, technically you have to pay around, I think, 5,000 won to take the test.
Okay.
But before the test, they actually do a simple eye check in the office itself on the day before your test. So I went for that, I passed that, and then I went upstairs to take a computerized written test.
When you take the written test, like for example, when I took it in the US, there's just one computer. So everybody lines up to go to the one computer and then takes the test maybe like 15 minutes. But is it the same in Korea, or like do they have like a computer lab where many people can take it at the same time?
Yeah, they do. They do have a really big hall with, I think, around like 40 to 50 computers in that particular hall for us to take the exam.
Is there a certain number of questions that you have to get right in order to pass, or like you need to get all of them right?
So in order to pass the test, you need 70 points.
Okay.
So each question have different set of points. So there are some questions that cost you 2 points, some is 4 points. So depending on the difficulty of the question, it would be different. But overall, you just need 70 points to pass.
Okay.
So after you pass the written exam, you will have to go back to your hagwon to go for the indoor training class. So basically, this class would last about 4 hours and they will be held inside the school itself.
It's 4 hours straight, or like it totals up to 4 hours?
It totals up to 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
So basically for myself, I had previous driving experience in Malaysia, so I just took 4 hours straight to learn one course indoors. Yeah, but some people, they actually split their classes to 2 hours each, so they get 4 hours in total too, but split to 2 days.
Okay. I mean, for you drove in Malaysia, but for some people, this is the first moment that they get in the car.
Yeah.
So the teacher is on the side?
Yep, okay. That's right.
And they have those like, I'm gonna break you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they
I'm
have
gonna
a
stop
pedal.
You, brakes.
Yep, yes.
What is like the process of progression through this kind of course?
So I'm not sure about beginners, but for me, I told the instructor that I had previous driving experience.
Okay.
So basically, before she knew that, she was teaching me how to like operate the brakes. Yeah, and also like how to change the gear, where are the signals and the wipers. So basically, they go through that for beginners. But that was before she knew. Yeah, that I had driving experience. But after that, I told her like, oh, I think we can skip this and just go to the course, then she started teaching me everything at once.
Okay.
So basically in that course, we have a few sections that we have to go through. So the first one would be the slope section, where you have to go up a small hill, stop there for 3 seconds, and then go down. So that's the first course, which I think personally is quite easy because it's not a
That doesn't even
manual.
sound like a course.
It's not like it's an automatic car anyway, so it's fine.
Okay.
So you go down the hill and then you progress into the Sagori, which is the intersection area where they would teach you how to look at the traffic lights.
Okay.
So obviously, if it's red, you stop. If it's green, you go.
Yeah.
So after you pass that intersection, that comes the parking section. So it's actually, I would say, a 3-point turn plus parking kind of thing. So we have to go in, reverse park, and then turn back out again. So that's the parking part.
Perfect on the first try?
We do not have to get it all perfect in one try, but there are penalties if you step on the lines. So there is like a gas pipe, they say, like a small gas pipe that detects the motion of the tires. So if your tire presses on the gas pipe and the line, which is next to the line actually. So if your tire presses on that, then it would minus your points in the system automatically. So technically you have a computer, like an iPad in the car that shows you your points. So you start out with 100 points, and then when you step on each line, it would just get like deduction, like 10 points, 5 points, 7 points, depending on what you make.
That's very intense. That's not how I mean, it's been a long time since I went to driving school in America. I got my license, my permit when I was 15, and then my license when I was 16. So it's been like over 15 years. But yeah, it definitely wasn't like, I don't even think there were points. It was more like the teacher on the side just decides if you pass or not. But okay, so if there's a computer that's keeping track of your points, is it the same as the written test where you need 70 points to pass?
It's 80.
Okay, I mean, it should be more than 70 if you're actually driving. But that's just the class, right? It's not the test.
The class and the test actually works the same.
Okay. You learn all the stuff in the class, but then when it's time for the test, you do the same things that you did in the class. But now the computer is tracking your points. And you need to get 80 points. Okay, got it.
So after you pass with 80 points, you would probably have to go another trip to the transportation office where you took your written test to get your temporary license issued. So this license actually enables you to drive with an instructor on the road.
Instructor or like licensed driver?
Instructor.
Oh, okay.
We actually got a notice from the driving school that says like even after you get this temporary license, you technically cannot drive outside even with like your father or your mother who has a license.
Okay. Basically, you're just getting a permit that allows you to take the
test.
Legally. Okay.
So for the on-the-road test, what happens before the test is that we are given 8 hours of classes to learn 4 routes. So the routes are named A, B, C, D, and A, B are set, C, D are set.
So you learn course A and B and C, D. And then why are they a set? Like, when you take a test, are they together? You have to do both courses?
So what happens is you only have to do 1 course per test, but the thing is during the test they would ask 2 students to sit in the same car. So how we pick the routes is that they have an iPad on the spot, so the first driver, which is picked by the school, will actually press on the button and it randomly selects a route for both of us. So if the first person got route A, I'm automatically route B.
Do you need a certain number of points for the final driving test?
Yeah, we also need 80 points to pass.
Is there anything that you can do that makes you like automatically fail?
Yeah, there is. Like, so for example, if you refuse to give way to an ambulance, or if you go past a red light, or even if you go over the speed limit, if you do these things, you are actually automatically disqualified.
But then you have to drive back to you. You're still driving.
They will like ask you to
pull over?
Yes.
And then they switch with you? So you're just like, at that moment you're out? Oh, okay. I feel like in the US they would let you finish the test and then they would be like, but you failed.
But in the hard one, they actually give us a book, and inside the book there's all the knowledge that you need to essentially pass the test, but it's all in Korean.
Okay, I was gonna ask, there's no English version?
No, not for mine.
Okay, there's some type of app that also you can like practice the written test first.
Yep.
But I don't need to take the test, so I didn't do it. But I'll also include in the description box what the app is called.
So I actually utilized that app
you
to
have it.
study.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I have it. Yeah. So in that app, you can actually set the language to Korean, English, or Mandarin. So I set mine to English because I'm going to take the written test in English anyway.
Oh, you can choose to take the written test in English.
Yeah.
But the book they give you is only in Korean. But if you use the app, you can switch it to English.
Yeah.
Then everybody should just use that.
Yeah. But one thing to note is that the English in the app is not perfect.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Never. This is Korea. Okay, so after you pass the test, do you get your license immediately after you pass, or do you have to wait? Do they mail it to you?
We will get a paper from the hard one saying that we have passed the last test.
Okay.
So the fastest we can get our license is the next day.
How do you get it though?
We have to go back to the same transportation office.
That's annoying. Okay.
Yes. We have to go back to the same place, or even any transportation office is okay.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you can go to the office, submit the paper, give a fee of I think around 15,000 won to get your license.
All right, so before we wrap things up, is there any like last minute tips that you want to give about going through the process of getting a Korean driver's license?
So for most of you watching this video, I think you guys may be like foreigners that may not speak fluent Korean. So personally, even though I do speak fluent Korean at work, I would still recommend looking for an English-speaking Hapwon instead of a Korean-speaking Hapwon. And in terms of timing, I think it would be best to go before the Suneung ends, which is around September to October, because when I took my classes and tests in October, the driving school actually told us that we were lucky because we didn't have to compete for exam spots and class slots with the university and high school students.
So if you have any more questions about driving in Korea or anything about life in general, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I've actually been getting a lot of very specific questions from you guys about very specific cases in Korea, so I've actually started offering consultations. So check the description box down below to see how you can book me for a consultation. I'm sure that by the end of our session, you'll be well on your way to your real life in Korea. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so that you don't miss out on my next video. As always, thanks for watching. Bye! 다음에 봐요.